There's one emotion that quietly destroys your clarity, your relationships, your decisions, and eventually your entire destiny. An emotion so common, so subtle, that people don't even realize it is ruining their life. And Krishna says, this is the root of suffering. So what is the most dangerous emotion? Anger. Not just the loud kind, the silent kind too. The tight chest, the burning inside, all of it is the same fire. A fire that blinds your intelligence and distorts your perception. Krishna warns again and again how dangerous this fire truly is. In chapter 3, verse 37 of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, "Anger is born from desire and it becomes the all-devouring enemy." This means anger isn't the starting point, it's the result. It is what erupts when your desire isn't fulfilled, your expectation isn't met, or reality doesn't match your imagination. That frustration turns into heat, heat turns into explosion, and explosion turns into suffering. That is why anger shows up most in relationships, family, close friendships, where expectations are strongest. But here is the deeper layer most people miss. Krishna explains that anger doesn't appear suddenly, it begins earlier, with attachment. When the mind repeatedly thinks about something, attachment forms. Attachment becomes desire, and unfulfilled desire becomes anger. This is why the Gita says, the real fire starts long before anger appears. But Krishna goes deeper. In chapter 3, verse 39, Krishna explains, just as fire is covered by smoke, anger born from desire covers one's clarity. Anger doesn't destroy life first, it destroys clarity first. You stop seeing people clearly. You stop seeing situations clearly. You stop seeing yourself clearly. Anger puts smoke between you and reality. And when the smoke rises, decisions fall. Here comes the most important part, a chain Krishna wants every human to understand. Notice the chain. Anger, delusion, confusion, loss of intelligence, bad decisions, regret, suffering. Anger does not harm others first. It harms your mind first. This is why you say things you never meant. You make choices you later regret. You damage relationships that took years to build. A moment of anger can create damage that lasts years. Krishna continues his warning. In chapter 16, verse 4, Krishna says, anger leads a person toward arrogance, ignorance, and destruction. Anger makes you feel powerful in the moment, but weak afterward. It makes you feel justified, but guilty later. It makes you feel right, but act wrong. And in chapter 16, verse 21, Krishna reveals, there are 3 gates leading to destruction: lust, anger, and greed. Therefore, one must give them up. Krishna doesn't call anger a small issue. He calls it a gateway to destruction. Why? Because anger is the emotion that makes you betray your own intelligence. Think about real life. A single harsh message, a delayed reply from someone you love, a simple disagreement. These tiny sparks become wildfire when desire is hiding beneath them. You apologize later for things anger made you say. You regret decisions anger made you take. You lose trust, respect, and peace instantly. Anger doesn't need 10 minutes to ruin something beautiful. It needs 10 seconds. And yet, anger always feels justified in the moment. It gives power for a second and steals peace for hours. So how do you escape this emotion? Krishna gives one of the simplest yet hardest teachings. Don't fight anger. Observe it. Anger becomes dangerous only when you become it. If you can see it, you don't have to become it. When anger rises, pause, breathe, watch it as energy flowing through the body. You are not the fire. You are the awareness watching the fire. Here is the bridge Krishna wants you to understand. You cannot control what you are unconscious of. Observation turns emotion into awareness, and awareness turns fire into light. Krishna wants you to shift from reaction to understanding. Ask yourself, what desire caused this anger? What expectation wasn't met? What fear was triggered? Because when you understand the cause, the anger loses its power. But Krishna gives another solution too, one most people forget. Shift your focus from expectation to rightful action. When your mind returns to what is the right thing to do now, anger loses its fuel. Anger is dangerous only when you identify with it. When you observe it, it becomes powerless. Real strength isn't reacting fast, it's responding wisely. Real peace isn't suppressing anger, it's dissolving it with awareness. And the Gita teaches one thing very clearly: the one who conquers anger conquers himself, and the one who conquers himself conquers life. The world outside isn't conquered by force. The real victory is always within. If this wisdom helped you, like, share, and subscribe, because someone out there is losing their peace to an emotion they don't understand.